Yes everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name's Howson and this is 5 things that we learned watching Manchester United draw at home to Rafa bleeding Benitez's Everton. Number 1. The selection was wrong. I spoke about this yesterday in my review. I think the selection was just plain and simply wrong. You don't bench Cristiano Ronaldo. How's that for just a rule in life? If you've got him, you play him. A lot of people have seen their arse from me saying that I wouldn't have started Tony Marshall, and the fact that he scored doesn't necessarily vindicate that. The guy wasn't working still. He was slow, he was ponderous in possession, and ultimately it was the wrong decision. And whether or not you agree with that, I don't really care. In my opinion, it was the wrong decision. Not only was it the wrong decision to start Tony Marshall, it was the wrong decision to take off Cavani to bring Ronaldo on in the first place. I wanted to see both of them play. The reason I wanted to see both of them play, which I'll talk about a little bit later when we talk about low blocks, is because when you're coming up against a team that's going to defend so deep, you need multiple options to be able to get in the box. You've got to really commit numbers forward to do that. Paul Pogba not playing. I didn't start him in my own preview. The fact he came on, he looked decent when he came on. Sancho I would have started though, because even though Greenwood's in pretty decent form, you do need someone that's willing to take on and commit. When you're coming up against teams in a low block, this is another thing that you're going to need. You're going to need someone that's going to be able to beat their man. Otherwise, you end up just passing it round in U-shapes for hours and hours and hours on end. The selection was wrong, and many things get blamed on the manager that aren't the manager's fault. But this is the manager's fault, and I think Ollie has to carry the can for this. Number 2. Manchester United can't keep clean sheets, and I don't know why. Every single goal that we have conceded, you can go, well, this was that one, and we don't usually concede like that, and this was this reason we don't usually concede like that, and this one was a set piece, and sometimes we don't really concede like that. Ultimately, though, to win a championship, you have to start being mean at the back. Goals win games, defence win championships is the cliche, but there's a little bit of truth to it to that. The teams that have the best defence generally finish in the top 1 or 2 of the table. There's no coincidence. And United can't keep clean sheets. The fact that we have to score 2 goals in every single game to be able to pick 3 points up was always going to come unstuck for us at some point. Now, we've scored some goals this season against teams that you would hope that we batter. But when you come up against the teams that are those mid-table ones, the teams that are going to low block against you, you have to be mean. You have to be able to come away with a clean sheet. Clean sheets mean titles, and the reason that United will not win the league this year is because we cannot keep clean sheets. Clean sheets turn every single draw into a win, and it turns some losses into draws, and that is how you move up the table. If we started to keep clean sheets, we'd be a hell of a lot more effective, and we wouldn't be so reliant on having to be bailed out with 90+ minute winners every single time. Number 3, low block troubles. So Rafa Benitez, the first page on his coaching manual says, here's how you do a fucking low block. And everybody knew they were going to do that. If they'd have had Calvert-Lewin, if they'd have had Richarlison, they might have come for United's throat a little bit. But that wasn't going to be the case when you knew that those 2 were missing. They was always going to try and make it tough, sit with 2 banks of 4 or 5 and try and deny any sort of space. When that happens, you've got to have penetration. You can't just keep passing it around. And when you play 4-2-3-1, that lines up brilliantly to a team that's defending in a 4-4-2. It literally lines up man for man. So unless you're going to have people that are either, as I said a second ago, going to stand their man up and dribble past him, a la Jadon Sancho, whether you're going to have people that move and rotate through different positions so that you can overload a certain area of the pitch, there is no way that you can break down low block. The reason people do low blocks is because they fucking work. They allow someone like Wigan to be able to go and beat Pep's Manchester City. They allow bottom of the team to be able to nick a clean sheet at Old Trafford. These are the things that a low block manages to do. It levels the playing field. Attacking is hard. Defending, when it's a complete low block, is actually quite easy to do, and that's why people do it, because it's generally effective. To be able to beat a team that's got a low block, you have to commit a scary number of men forward. You're talking attacking with like 7 men. That's both of your full-backs, that's 3/4 of your midfield, and that's everyone that's in a forward position on the pitch. Usually you might leave maybe a number 6 and your 2 centre-halves defending, but you've got to attack with the rest of the team. That's why I wanted to go from the start, Cristiano Ronaldo and Sancho and Cavani, and I would have done what Ollie did, which was bring Paul Pogba on, because when you play Bruno, you have to play with the 2. No one wants to hear this, but when you have a number 10 that's essentially a number 9, go and look at the average position of Bruno Fernandes. It's not as an 8, it's not really even in midfield. He is basically an auxiliary forward. You need to have a 2, right? This isn't fucking FIFA where you can just go, well, I'm better at FIFA than my mate, so I'll just fucking play this formation. You have to have stability and shape in a lineup, and that's one of the issues that we've got. And if you're going to have Bruno Fernandes in the team, again, and actually we were pretty good against low blocks when Bruno came. Yesterday we wasn't, and it's going to happen more and more and more against teams. We either have to overcommit, completely imbalance them, or we're going to have to figure out another way to do it. Number 4, squad issues. The fact Paul Pogba was on the bench today, when a lot of people would kick off and argue, why is Fred playing, why is McTominay playing, is because we've got imbalances in the squad. And that's not going to change until January at the very, very earliest. There's this absolute clamour for Donny van der Beek to play, and it's nonsensical, to be honest with you. He is the 3rd choice, number 10, maybe even the 4th choice, number 10, behind Jesse Lingard, in a lot of people's eyes, even though totally different style of number 10. You've got an imbalance in the squad. You've got 2 centre forwards that have to play. You've got 2 number 10s in Bruno and Pogba, different number 10s, essentially number 10s. Both of them are going to have to play. You've just paid £75 million for a winger. He's going to have to play. You're going to have Marcus Rashford coming back soon. He's going to have to play. We have got an overbalance of players that are attackers at the top end of the pitch, and we have got an underdeveloped middle. Cristiano Ronaldo becomes available, you have to buy him. But could we have done something else? Maybe when Everton came in for Donny van der Beek later on in the summer, could we have gone, yeah, all right, sound, and tried to bring in a number 6? Because we're relying on Fred, who hasn't got the ball playing capability, McTominay, who isn't a 6, he's a number 8, or Matic, who clearly isn't available week in, week out because he's like 142 years old. So United have got squad imbalances, and it might suck unless we can come up with another way to play. And I might do a video on that tomorrow, so maybe keep an eye out for that. Number 5, we are falling off the pace. Now, this sounds a little bit dramatic because with a win yesterday, United can go top. Now, Scousers are playing City later on. That's going to have a massive say in what goes on in the table. But United can't afford to be dropping points against the people that we're dropping points against. United have had a really rough couple of weeks, so we managed to buoyant ourselves a little bit. But just think if we hadn't scored a 91st minute winner in midweek, or 95th minute winner midweek, we'd have gone how many games without a win? It's absolutely not good enough. We're off the pace in the Champions League. We're starting to come off the pace in the league. We're off the pace in the League Cup. The pressure's going to start mounting on Ole if it hasn't already. I know he's just signed a new deal at the club, but you're going to have Cristiano Ronaldo and players of his ilk, Cavani, even Pogba, people that have got a lot to say, and they're not going to say, I'm not spending the last couple of years of my career just hovering in 4th. There has to be continual progression, and it has to lead to a title challenge eventually. Like I said at the top of the video, there's a lot of things that Ollie gets the blame for that aren't on him, some individual mistakes and poor performances from some players, but team selection and a block chunk of those results. You can probably explain every single one of those games. Well, that game was the B team, and that, we did pull a 91st minute winner out, and that one, it was unlucky to go behind. Maybe we should have had a penalty. At the end of the day, when you look at all of those results in a row, when you look at the bigger picture of them, if they're not good enough, the manager inevitably carries the can for those things. And I don't want to be a club that's just rinsing through fucking manager after manager after manager, but that is the nature of the game at the moment. And if he doesn't fucking fix them up with an absolute velocity, he's going to find himself out of a job, and we're going to enter the fucking market for another carousel manager like fucking Zidane or Conte. I don't want to be that. Obviously, I want Ole to be successful, because if he's successful, he's going to stay for a long time. If he's staying for a long time, it's because he's fucking successful. These things kind of fucking feed into each other, lads. Anyway, Paddock did win today, so that was a bonus. We have had to cancel the junior session that's on today, Sunday morning. So if you're watching this early doors on Sunday, it's cancelled, don't go. If you've not heard about it and you're hearing about this for the first time, then next Sunday it is going to be on, because the weather's meant to be a little bit better. But between 12 and 2, we've got a session for every single age group. So anywhere between 3 and 15 years of age, we've got some really good coaches coming down, and we are making a team for every single age group with Stretford Paddock. So if you're in the central Manchester area and you would like to come and get involved, I'll leave a link in the description for a little bit more info. Nice one. See you in a bit. Hey, thank you for watching the video. If you are new around these parts, then don't forget to subscribe. My channel is proudly supported by my community on Patreon. If you'd like to get a little bit of extra content, a Discord group, meetups, five-a-side games, weekly podcasts, behind the scenes, and even an occasional bit of transfer news as and when I get it, then for the price of a pint, you can show your appreciation for the content that we make and get some goodies for doing so as well. Check the link in the description or click the button right here. You'll also find all of my socials here too if you want to follow me on any of those platforms. Nice one.